Why do you call me at this time?
You promised us a painless death if we give ourselves up. Come and get us.
You can wait. Call me again at another time.
Welcome to another episode of the Hormonal Werewolves, the YouTube show that talks about movies new and old, good and bad, everything in between. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and with me as always is Abby Road Rage. Abby,
Hi,
how you doing?
What's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. And in the, what do we call it? The nether regions? In the nether regions tonight.
That's what we've
Down
been
below.
It's Adam.
It's musty down there.
It certainly is.
Musty in
Need
here.
a little.
How are you doing, Adam?
I'm not going to say it. I couldn't be worse.
Okay.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay.
Excellent. Good. Okay. I mean, you're here, so.
Yeah, right.
So
I
then you
guess,
technically could be worse, yeah.
yeah, technically.
Oh my God. It is really hot. That is why I am currently wearing a tank top. It is not to try to get views. It is
Not
solely to
sweeps
Because
week.
he would definitely show a nipple if it was to try to
Yes.
get views.
solely to keep myself from overheating. There is no air
And he has no
conditioning in
air
this room.
conditioning and no fan in that room.
It's hot.
And not
Although-
an ice pack in sight. I would be having ice packs on my head.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
If we see an uptick in views, we'll all be wearing them next week.
Yeah. Well, I always wear the tank top. I don't think it's doing anything for us. It's got to be you boys.
For tonight's pick, we are doing something a little different. We decided to check out a miniseries from a particularly famous gentleman who seems to crank them out. We are talking about Stephen King's It from 1990. And just to let people know, next week's episode will not be part 2 of Stephen King's It. This is going to be an offshoot show, much like our werewolf episodes. So if this one gets some traction, maybe we'll see in it part 2. Maybe we'll see some more Stephen King miniseries, because Lord knows
I got a
there's
list.
a ton of them.
Yeah, certainly are.
But before we start discussing the film, I did want to know, this is probably his most famous miniseries. And it's one that I feel everybody's at some point in their life seen Stephen King's It. And I wanted to get your guys's first times. Abby, when was the first time you saw this?
When it aired the first time, we watched it live. When it first aired, I was super excited. We were a big Stephen King household. We loved Harry Anderson from Night Court.
I saw that water fountain incident. But I couldn't make out his face.
We loved, oh God, I'm just having like a brain fart. But everybody, Jack Tripper, what the hell?
Fart.
John
John
Ritter.
Ritter?
I just totally blanked on the man's name. Couldn't get it out of my head. So this
He'll
was
never
a-
forgive you.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only
deal. Yeah, I get that. This was a big deal for us. And even honestly, I keep calling him Richard Mazer, but I was watching a documentary and they call him Mazer, so I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ty. I don't know.
Ty West.
I've always called him Mauser, so I guess you're doing better than me. I'm looking at his name now and realizing there is no you there.
One Day at a Time. Like they were all my childhood favorites. John Boy was in this.
Yeah, John Boy. That's how I know.
Kind of a big deal.
Good night, John Boy. John Boy?
Damn it, can't a guy masturbate?
So yeah, opening, we watched the first 2 nights, we were there.
Adam, what about you?
Yeah, I was a huge Stephen King kid. Like I took pride in reading all those giant, long, enormous books. And I remember taking the book to grade school with me, and I had highlighted all of the graphic sex parts.
Oh my God.
Wait,
I was going to ask you if you understood the sex part.
In the book, there is some graphic sex scenes.
Yes.
And
this book.
In it, yes.
Yeah, no, there are, and there's some very illegal graphic sex scenes.
Yeah. And no, I had no idea what I was reading, but I knew that I knew that I was not supposed to be reading it. And I had highlighted in yellow marker, and everybody would pass around the book, and we'd all be reading it and laughing, and the teacher would be like, "What are you laughing at?"
Nothing.
Boobies.
Well,
Mr. Backus.
Descriptions of boobies.
Yeah.
3 pages on a nipple alone. Sorry.
But I was very geeked, to say the least, when the series was announced and all that stuff. And yeah, just like you, Abby, I was sitting in front of my television when it came out for the first time.
Growing up, I realized Olivia Hussey was in this, and she's still the same. I mean, this movie it works because she's catatonic.
I don't know if I can go that fast again. Hold on.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before. Higher on the street, and I know it's my time to go. Going new, and the search is a mystery. Standing on my feet.
But
I was watching it. I kept going, because now she's making me cringe all of a sudden, and I love her.
I've ruined Olivia Hussey. I keep forgetting that Seth Green is in this.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a shock.
And he's so perfect in that role. He was annoying.
He's still Seth Green, isn't he?
He's it was before it was like adorable. Now it's just like, I want to punch you in your head. Is that wrong?
He never changed his personality. He was still Seth Green in 1998.
He's just this kid who's
only now he's wearing glasses.
Yeah, he is funny, but he's his sense of humor in this movie is very just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, and that is Seth Green.
Yeah,
I mean, if you ever seen Robot Chicken, that's literally the premise of the show. We're just going to throw every joke until something sticks. And of course, we have Jonathan Brandis in this as well.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Jonathan Brandis. I will argue that The Neverending Story 2 is just as entertaining as the first one.
And we will be doing our Sequest reviews.
But the last actor I want to touch on, the one we haven't mentioned yet, is Tim Curry as Pennywise.
That man.
I had no idea it was Tim Curry when I watched this. Sorry,
go ahead.
When you originally
when I was a kid, I had no clue that was the guy from like Legend and
Muppet Treasure Island.
Annie. He was Rooster and Annie.
Or the Muppet guy, yeah.
So I'm not going to say that this is my favorite role of Tim Curry's, but I would argue that this is probably his most iconic.
Yeah, this or Frankenfurter. I definitely think most
Frankenfurter.
Frankenfurter, yeah. You could kind of tell it's him a little bit more in that role.
Yeah. I feel this is more well known. Even with all the love that Rocky Horror gets nowadays, I still feel that this is probably more well known, even to non-horror fans.
So like dumb facts and things like that. So Bill Skarsgård, who did Pennywise in the new ones, he was born in 1990 when this movie came out.
I hate it when I find out that like really like big actors are younger than me.
Oh, they're all younger than me.
Happens a lot these days.
Yeah. I just realized like, fuck, I could have been a Bill Skarsgård. But instead, I played Sega Genesis.
Skarsgårds, though. Like they're everywhere. They're peppered amongst.
Yeah,
they're all over
so
the
there's like a
place.
nepotism thing. You know, we jump between the adults and the kids. This movie does give us glimpses of the adults for the first part.
Yeah,
we don't see them too much. This,
Well,
like,
they
the first part
juggle
clearly
through the
focuses-
two timelines.
Yeah.
They basically, every time they introduce an adult, they show you the child counterpart, give you more of a story on that, knowing that you'll get more on the adult part. And
I forgot how much this just felt like. What is it? There's 7 kids in the Losers Club.
7, yeah.
It just basically feels like 7 short stories.
Yeah, exactly, because each one has their own.
Yeah.
And I love that
different
they
kids'
go
perspective.
through each one, and I took notes on every one of them. But you know, each one is a flashback.
I couldn't stand Richard. It's Richard. Who's the guy that plays the dude from the Wahlbergs or whatever, the Waltons?
Oh, Richard Thomas.
I couldn't stand him in this.
Well,
No.
I've never been a big, and honestly, the mole thing makes me laugh because they gave the kid the same mole, and when he talks about it in the documentary, he's like, "Oh, I can't believe they made the kid wear the mole."
Your chair, Dr. Evil.
Thank you.
Whoa!
So is that
they should have made him look more like Jonathan Brandis, not the other way
Yes.
around.
Get rid of that thing, mole.
so that's a real. He has a real mole.
Yes, the adult one
Okay.
has a real mole, and he's kind of famous for it, I guess.
He's got a it's what's the word? An irrational dislike. I want to slap
It's a
him.
visceral response, and you don't
Bill?
understand it. I have that with
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire. I feel terrible about it. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I want to
Well,
push
Tobey
him in the
Maguire-
locker.
Sorry, I gotta. Did you say Tobey Maguire?
I did. I'm sorry.
No,
Nope.
Jen, my wife.
Same?
Jen is the exact same
That's
way.
Abby.
Sister Jen.
Every time she sees Tobey Maguire, she gets
He wants to punch him in
mad.
his face, right?
Yeah, she's
Don't
like,
know
I just wanna
why.
hit him.
She gets mad.
Yeah, don't know
She
why. It's
has a physical
visceral.
reaction.
I cannot.
So
explain
she would not have done the upside down Spider-Man kiss?
No, because it's
No.
a reminder of Tobey Maguire. That's so weird.
It's
Yeah.
a shame.
I knew we were solstices.
It's always fun to do when you have some extra spelunking equipment lying around.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy. That hurt.
Oh, no.
He's
Let's
sitting
do
on my
the-
couch and just,
Let's do the
Strap your legs.
Spider-Man kiss.
and I
Strap your
just
legs
get
around
the
jungle
bug spray.
gym. God.
So
So
Mike calls Bill. Tells
yeah,
Bill.
and that's what I was
he's
gonna
back.
get to. We get to Georgie basically, like, and this is I do want to talk about this scene, the Georgie scene.
Yes.
Because Georgie pisses me off too. That
Poor little
just the whole
Georgie.
that whole SS Georgie beep beep, you know, roo roo.
Well, they're going for like a Little Rascals thing.
yeah, but they're really playing up the hey, I'm a little kid full of innocence.
Well, it was
Yeah.
also in the book the 50s, so you know.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that. It's like they are talking.
I mean, at least they're saying it's 1960, which still counts as the 50s, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
Stephen King dialogue works better in the 60s.
I've never seen anybody do that boat thing with the newspaper and the thing to seal the boat.
Oh, the
Was that
paragraph.
was that a thing?
I actually think we did it as kids, to be honest
Really?
with you. I not well. I think if we were to play with something, yeah, I don't know. Now I don't know. Maybe I made that up. My brother will be watching this later, Jason. When you're watching this, did we do that,
Did
or
we
am I
do
just
that?
making that up?
Makes me think of that scene in This Is 40, like what kids did to entertain themselves before the internet. And he's like, get a tire with a stick and just kick it down the street.
We made
Like,
goulash.
Get some
We
sticks,
lived,
make a
there was
fort.
a creek in our backyard, and it was brilliant for a kid to have a creek in their backyard. So we made goulash and walked through the creek and caught turtles and, fished.
I needed a new heel for my shoe. So I decided to go to Morganville, which is what they call Shelbyville in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time.
Drank out of the hose.
Drank out of the hose. Yeah.
We should all be dead. But yeah, this is where we
Only
get the introduction
inside,
to Tim.
baby. Only inside.
I have crippling depression.
Well, this would be like, I know that the little kid is supposed to be like little kid, and that's why they make him do gaga goo goo baby talk in the beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't care how young the kid is. If a fucking clown stands up in a sewer and starts talking to you, you would fucking bolt.
Fucking run.
You would run. You wouldn't be like, do you have my boat?
Now they do explain that in the book. It is not explained.
Sorry. You're gonna edit out the R word. He was slow.
I'll put a thing over it. Censor bar and a honk noise or something.
Fair enough.
He in the book, I remember this because they do say that Georgie even talks about how he should be quiet or not quiet, how he should like run away. But something the creature has some kind of
like
ability.
A pull.
Yeah, a pull.
Like a tractor beam from Star Wars.
Kind of like a tractor beam.
Something that makes
from the deadlights.
Something that makes him just like get quiet and want to get closer to
compliant.
Like a roofie.
Kind of like a roofie. Only less.
Yeah, but
more creepy, less creepy. I don't know. I'm not really sure in the context.
All kinds of creepy. Anyway, Georgie gets eaten. That's what I'm kidding.
Really does.
He certainly does. Well, does he get eaten or does he just get his arms pulled out? Because they do find
he got
his
his arm
body.
ripped off.
Yeah, he gets his arm ripped off. But
yeah,
it was mound down on the arm.
And they did have to cut the scene because in the miniseries originally, I guess they filmed the scene where the man brings dead Georgie to his mother and she freaks out. And I think they cut that for, prime time.
That's too bad. That would have been a lot more impactful.
It would have been very effective, yeah. But I think, again, 1990, we get away with a lot more now than they could have on regular TV then.
But yeah, Georgie died.
Georgie really died.
And that just sets this whole thing up. So then we get we get the Bill's story or whatever. And it ends with that really creepy going through the picture book.
So everything they do with those photo albums in this, and in this
really
case,
cool.
It starts flipping and it's Georgie's picture, and then it starts moving and he like throws it and it's bleeding and there's just blood everywhere.
Yeah.
The only reason I wanted to bring it up though was sorry, Adam, can you reiterate on that? Because that is important.
Oh, just like the parents come in and they're like,
and they can't see the blood.
What the fuck are you doing in here? We told you to stay out. And they
That
they
got
don't see
really
the
mad,
pick up. They don't see the pool of blood and they pick it up. And I thought it was funny because the dad's like, I never want to see you in here again as long as you live. And then they just like turn around and leave. And he's like he's still standing there. It's like, oh, okay.
Like Jesus, like okay, deal
Take
with
your
your
last
trauma.
look around.
Yeah, deal with your trauma. That's fine there. But if you don't want anybody in the room, then bolt the fucking door. So this movie, this miniseries, this episode in particular, we do just focus. Like this is what 80. I'd say 80-20, 80% the kids, 20% the adults.
Yeah.
Yes, which is why just like the movies, it's the stronger half for me.
Agreed.
Me too. I find the adults boring as fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because
in both iterations.
Yes, it seems to be the real curse of dairy is that all the adults be boring AF.
The adults suck.
Which is unfortunate because you guys mentioned like we got Richard Macer, we got John Ritter, we got Harry Anderson. Like these are
big names.
These are big
for the
names.
time.
Like and not just like Harry Macer. He's never been like a big name, but he's a really good actor. He's in half the thing and he's in the background most of the time. I mean, I'm not going to say that I remember Harry Macer from the thing,
No, like I said, for me, it was One Day at a Time. That was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid. And he played the boyfriend of the mom. And I just always knew who he was from that. But we now move on after, so Bill, we come to adult Bill at this point, and now the stutters come back. He's not telling, he's like, I gotta go to dairy, and his wife's
stutter.
like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Well, it's Olivia Hussey, so she's not like, what the fuck?
yeah.
She's like, Bill,
What
why?
are you doing?
You're leaving all your responsibilities, Bill.
I'm mildly irritated, Bill.
Bill, you're pissing me off, Bill. So, but we get to John Ritter.
He's next,
Piss
right? Is it
drunk.
John Ritter?
Yeah. It's funny to me how successful everybody is, except for poor Mike,
because
who stayed behind.
Mike
be the
didn't
last-
leave. Yeah, everybody else
but
left.
everyone else is like super successful.
Exactly. And Stan is the Jew. I don't know. It's just they
That's
literally
his-
like
that's
throw
literally-
at him 12 times.
Abby can say that because she's Jewish.
I can say that because I'm Jewish.
Is
But
that why he's successful? Like, what is it? They never say what his success is.
what
it
his
just that
success
he's-
is? You just know he
He's
is.
just Jewish.
He's Jewish. Yeah, he's successful. Of course he is.
It's like, is that's his superpower in this? Like, Bill's a great writer. Beverly is a fashion designer. Ben's a fucking architect.
Mm-hmm.
He's Jewish? That's
Dan
it?
is Jewish. I think he's an accountant, if I remember correctly.
Oh
but-
my God, that's even worse.
Yeah. I have to look that up, but something tells me.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that Stephen King dusted a little bit of casual racism into his books.
I do want to bring up one part that we need to touch on.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Let's just touch on some favorite scenes and then we'll...
Like the movie theater.
Because I'm
when they're
literally
all
starting...
watching-
I'm literally starting to see the sweat pouring off my neck here.
They're watching I Was a Teenage Werewolf in the movie
Oh, yeah.
theater, which again, I just want to, so Ryan and I were discussing this. You do realize that that's how we got, well, I don't know if our viewers know that due to the fact I Was a Teenage Werewolf is how our name actually originated, the hormonal werewolves. But for a brief time, we were the Kim Darby Appreciation Society. Think about what we could have done with that, Kim Darby.
Hot salads appreciation. I think we were that at one point.
Oh, yeah. Hot
What
Salad
was it?
Society. We were the Hot Salad Society for a
Hot
while.
salad, right. What were we watching that they had hot salad?
I can't remember.
Which was like stir fry.
It
and
was
they were
one of
calling
those.
it hot
Yeah,
salad.
it was a stir fry.
But what the
It was one of those 50s
movie was
movies.
that?
It was when we were doing
Anyway,
the poster flicks. But yeah,
so we did
actually,
wanna
I'll have to
say
look into
that
that. Hot Salad
Kim
Society.
Darby Appreciation Society,
I think
aka
it was an egg
Hormonal
roll.
Werewolves
Somebody
3.
said an egg roll is just deep fried salad.
No, it was like
No, it was
literally
in a movie
someone was
we
making a
watched.
hot salad.
They were calling it hot salad, and it was literally just. And I got to look that up. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I know exactly. Like I can picture the scene, and I can picture our reaction.
Yes.
Because we were all
salad,
just like,
why?
"That's a fucking stir fry." Anyway, any other scenes anyone wants to bring up? Any topics, or are we jumping into the ratings?
Oh, I didn't even think of my rating.
All right, that sounds like let's jump into the ratings.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first for the ratings? Abby, since you said you weren't sure, Adam, you want to go first?
Sure. Like I said before, yeah, I was a huge Stephen King fan growing up. Had all the books. You know, was really into just really into his the universe that he created and everything. As I got older, I got disenfranchised from this series for some reason. I don't really know why. Actually, yes, I do know why. It's all of those TikTok dancing videos where like Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy and Pennywise are like grinding and like twerking and like all there's or doing line dancing. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
TikTok ruined Pennywise.
I don't.
Like you haven't seen these on Facebook? Like there's just so many of them. Like they put these they make them like a boy band.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
I've seen
band called
that.
the
Okay.
Merkins.
And I'm
Yeah,
just and just beating me over the head with it. And it just came to the point where I was just like, I'm sick of this. I hate. First of all, I never thought Pennywise deserved to be with those other characters to begin with, and this is just oversaturation at this point. However, upon revisiting this, a little bit of the nostalgia tickle went on my neck, and it was for some reason I remembered it being a little bit more schmaltzier than it was my last watch. I really enjoyed watching it again. The adult performances kind of are lacking. But if you're gonna watch it, it's always the kids' version of the story that is the part to sort of pay attention to. That's the heart of the tale. That was Stranger Things before Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And it's still it still holds that part of the story for me still holds up. I still think it's pretty good because they hadn't even tainted Pennywise with the whole giant spider thing yet. At that point, he was still the scary clown.
Still a clown,
so,
yeah.
so no, I really enjoyed it. Trying to debate how high I want to go. I think I'm going to go 3.5 out of 5. Fashion designers that should have picked a different name for her business.
Sweet dreams are made of these.
And Tug Jobs R Us or whatever she decided to name it.
Job here and there. Excellent. All right. Should I go next?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Hopefully that's not going to be too hard with the clips. Sorry, Abby.
Cool.
That might be.
I feel like I need to grab my nostalgia goggles and put them on because when I told my brother we were doing this one, he goes, "Why?" And he loves Stephen King. And I said, "Because it's amazing." And then we started talking about it, and he's like, "Yeah, it kind of is. It's not a..." I mean, yeah, they're terrible. They're schmaltzy is a good word that Adam used, but I genuinely love it. I love the story, and I think I love it more. The more I know of the, when I read the book again or I watch the other ones, I pick up on things that they did a little more subtly in this that if you didn't read it, you wouldn't even pick up on. So I like that. I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 teenage werewolves that attack you in a boiler room while you're running for a mop.
Like it.
Good. Yeah, I watch this movie a lot. I usually probably watch it at least once a year. I thoroughly enjoy it. It has a lot of problems, but it was a made for TV miniseries in 1990. I mean, as far as stuff like that goes, I feel like the grand miniseries kind of ended. Like its heyday was the 70s, like when you had stuff like World War III or you had Salem's Lot. Like those were practically like theatrical events, like, and they treated them as such. By the time we get to the 1990s, things are getting a little silly as far as the made for TV miniseries goes.
When did The Stand come out?
94, I think.
Okay.
And this one's no different. And this one has the same feel as a lot of the Stephen King miniseries. It's a little silly. It's a little, the acting is very much, hey, we're made for TV. But there's no denying that Tim Curry as Pennywise, despite what Adam may say, is undeniably a classic horror character. So I very much disagree with that, Adam. I think just seeing Tim Curry as Pennywise triggers a lot of emotional response in a lot of people our age because we saw this as a kid and it scared the shit out of us. Again, though, I fully admit it does have its problems, mostly in the acting department. Some of the special effects are a little schlocky, but I had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5. Richard Thomas is essentially holding his own face.
I forgot. How could I forget?
Is that so? It's not bad. Like it's like a 3.65 between the three of us. It's good.
If you guys want to write to us, you can write us on the Gmail, hormonalwerewolves@gmail.com. If you want to check us out on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, anywhere else, Hormonal Werewolves, the number 3. Check us out, like, subscribe, do those things because honestly, it helps us, keeps us sane. Adam, what you got going on these days? Ryan, we know you're Amityvilling. Still
Amityvilling.
Still Amityvilling.
All right, so Lyme disease is a serious issue. So what I'm doing is I'm tackling it head on. I'm going to be washing cars. You know, you ever like drive by and you'll see like high school cheerleaders like washing cars and stuff. I'm going to be doing that.
Are you wearing the Daisy Dukes? Because
well, I'm going to be wearing something that like suggests cheerleader, but isn't as
make sure your balls don't fall out again.
But like leave something like to the imagination. But I am going to be washing cars, and it's all for a good cause.
Keep in mind too, if you're wanting to make awareness to Lyme disease, maybe you should wear an appropriate outfit that would help protect from getting a tick bite. So maybe don't show a bunch of skin.
Like what you're doing for
dress as the tick.
What? There's not going to be a tick in my fucking media room.
You're anti-Lyme disease. Look at this guy.
It's really hot.
That guy. Which way are you now?
Sweat
Got my camera backwards.
Oh my god! All right, fine.
Awesome.
Go ahead, Adam. Be naked and get all the tick bites.
Yay!
But that wraps up another episode of the Hormonal Werewolves.
Bye, guys.
I'm going to get some air conditioning.
Yeah, poor boy.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Cause I'm a four-hand railbound horror movie lover. I like my voyeurism, use the black stuff red room. Cause I'm a four-hand railbound horror movie lover. Couldn't be much on the spectrum. Hey!
Everybody's out looking for him, right?
Yeah.
Where do you think he's going to come back to? Back to his lair.
We'll be ready for him.